decide with absolute certainty. Everything in life begins with a decision, but not just any decision, a decision made with total commitment, absolute certainty, and an unshakable resolve. Too many people live in the realm of maybe, someday, or I hope. But hope is not a strategy. Change only happens when there is a real decision, one backed by the energy and emotion that make it non-negotiable. A real decision means cutting off any other possibility, eliminating doubt, and stepping fully into the new reality with full conviction. Most people fail to make true decisions because they leave themselves an escape route. They say they want to change, but they hold on to old patterns, excuses, or distractions that keep them stuck. The truth is, real decisions create instant transformation because they shift identity. When someone truly decides they are no longer trying, they become. It's the difference between someone saying, I should work out versus I am an athlete. That identity shift alone changes behavior, mindset, and ultimately results. The reason so many struggle to make a real decision is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discomfort. But fear is an illusion. It's a story created in the mind based on past experiences or imagined outcomes. The moment a person chooses to step beyond fear and decide with absolute certainty, everything changes. They no longer ask, what if I fail, but instead declare, I will find a way. That shift in focus from doubt to determination is what separates those who succeed from those who remain stuck. True decisions also require commitment beyond the moment of inspiration. It's easy to feel motivated in the heat of an emotional breakthrough, but what happens the next day when old habits creep back in? This is where most people falter. A decision must be reinforced daily with action, focus, and unwavering belief. The key is to eliminate the alternative, to burn the boats, to remove any chance of retreat. When there is no way back, the only option is to move forward. One of the fastest ways to strengthen a decision is to link it to something bigger than oneself. Personal desires can fade, but when a decision is tied to a deep purpose, family, legacy, contribution, it becomes unshakable. Think about the parent who quit smoking instantly the moment they realize their habit is harming their child. The decision is no longer about willpower. It becomes a necessity. Another secret to making an unshakable decision is changing the language around it. Words shape perception. Instead of saying, I'll try, shift to, I must. Instead of I hope, say I am. The brain responds to certainty. When the mind believes something is already true, the body follows. This is why high performers visualize success with such intensity. They see it, feel it, and experience it before it happens. A decision made with total certainty is the catalyst for transformation. It turns dreams into reality, ideas into action, and hesitation into unstoppable momentum. The moment a person decides, everything shifts. There is no more doubt, no more hesitation, only movement, progress, and results. Change your state, change your life. Every thought, decision, and action is influenced by the emotional and physical state you are in at any given moment. People often believe that external circumstances dictate their emotions, but the truth is that emotions are a direct result of physiology, focus, and internal dialogue. The way the body moves, breathes, and holds itself determines the level of energy, confidence, and clarity a person experiences. When someone feels stuck, overwhelmed, or uncertain, the fastest way to shift their mindset is by changing their physical state first. Most people try to solve problems at the level of thought, analyzing, overthinking, and dwelling on limitations, but the mind follows the body. When the body is energized, posture is strong, and breathing is deep, the brain receives signals of strength and confidence. This is why movement creates emotion. A person who slouches, looks down, and breathes shallowly will struggle to feel empowered, no matter how much positive thinking they attempt. On the other hand, someone who stands tall, moves with purpose, and breathes deeply will naturally feel more powerful and capable. This is the fastest way to break out of a negative state. Physically shift the body, and the mind will follow. Emotions are created by motion. This is why athletes, performers, and leaders understand the importance of managing their energy. They don't wait to feel good before they take action. They create the feeling by moving their body in a way that generates momentum. A person who jumps up, claps their hands, or takes a deep breath and smiles will feel an immediate shift. This is because the brain releases chemicals in response to physical movement, reinforcing the emotional state being expressed. When someone needs confidence, power, or focus, the key is to move in a way that mirrors that emotion. Breathing patterns also play a crucial role in emotional control. Shallow, rapid breathing signals stress to the brain, while deep, controlled breathing promotes relaxation and clarity. This is why techniques such as deep diaphragmatic breathing or quick bursts of movement can instantly change a person's mental and emotional state. A single minute of controlled, powerful breathing can turn anxiety into confidence, exhaustion into energy, and hesitation into certainty. Another critical factor in changing state is focus. What a person focuses on determines what they feel. When attention is placed on problems, fears, or past failures, emotions follow suit, creating feelings of frustration or doubt. But the moment focus shifts to possibilities, strengths, and solutions, the entire internal experience transforms. The brain filters reality based on what is consistently focused on, so the key to mastering emotions is mastering focus. Language is another tool that shapes state. The words used internally and externally dictate emotions and beliefs. When people describe themselves as overwhelmed or stressed, they reinforce those feelings. But by shifting language to words like challenged or determined, they instantly change the way they perceive their situation. Words create meaning, and meaning dictates emotions. Mastering state is the foundation of mastering life. Those who control their physical energy, focus, and language control their emotions, and those who control their emotions control their destiny. By learning to shift state instantly, any challenge can be faced with confidence, clarity, and unstoppable momentum. Focus equals feeling, and feeling determines the future. Whatever the mind consistently focuses on becomes the emotional reality of an individual, shaping their actions, decisions, and ultimately their destiny. Most people underestimate the power of focus, allowing their thoughts to be dictated by circumstances, past experiences, or the influences around them. But the truth is, focus is a choice, and that choice controls how life unfolds. What someone focuses on determines how they feel, and how they feel dictates what actions they take. Those actions then shape the results they get, creating a cycle that reinforces itself over time. The mind is like a powerful filter, constantly scanning the environment for information that aligns with its dominant focus. If a person focuses on problems, their brain will find more problems. If they focus on possibilities, their brain will search for opportunity. This is not wishful thinking. It is neuroscience. The brain's reticular activating system, RAS, filters information based on what it believes is important. This is why someone who buys a new car suddenly notices that same model everywhere. Those cars were always there, but now their mind is trained to recognize them. The same principle applies to emotions and success. If someone constantly focuses on what is missing, what is wrong, or what could go wrong, their emotions will reflect that negativity, leading to hesitation and fear. But if they shift their focus to what is possible, what is already working, and what they can do next, their emotions will shift toward empowerment and action. Many people allow their focus to be dictated by default, influenced by negative news, toxic conversations, or past failures. They spend time reliving painful experiences, focusing on worst-case scenarios, and feeding the belief that life is happening to them rather than for them. But focus is a muscle, and like any muscle, it can be trained. The key to mastering focus is consciously directing it toward empowering thoughts, solutions, and possibilities. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" shift the question to, "What can I learn from this?" Or "How can I use this to grow?" The mind will always find answers to the questions it is given, so the quality of focus is determined by the quality of the questions being asked. Another way to control focus is through daily rituals. High achievers understand that focus is not something left to chance, it is intentionally created. They start their mornings with empowering routines, whether through gratitude, visualization, or physical movement, training their minds to focus on what is possible rather than what is lacking. Just as a weak muscle can become strong with consistent training, an undisciplined mind can become sharp and focused with daily practice. Controlling focus also requires guarding against distractions. Social media, negative environments, and excessive multitasking can scatter attention, weakening the ability to stay present and intentional. When focus is divided, energy is drained, and progress slows. The most successful individuals are those who learn to eliminate distractions and train their minds to stay locked onto their vision regardless of outside noise. Focus is the ultimate amplifier of emotion, and emotion drives action. By mastering focus, a person masters how they feel, and by mastering feelings, they control their future. Whatever is consistently focused on becomes the reality experienced, making it one of the most powerful forces in shaping life. Raising standards is the key to transforming any area of life. Every individual operates according to the standards they set for themselves, whether consciously or unconsciously. These standards determine what is acceptable in health, relationships, finances, career, and overall quality of life. The challenge is that most people do not set their standards. They inherit them from their environment, upbringing, or past experiences. They settle for what is familiar rather than what they are truly capable of achieving. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who struggle is not merely talent, intelligence, or luck. It is the level of standards they are willing to uphold. People who achieve extraordinary results do not negotiate with their standards. They do not say, I should exercise or I should work harder. They say, I must. The shift from should to must is what separates those who dream from those who do. A person who merely wishes for better health may exercise occasionally, but someone who demands a higher standard will make it non-negotiable. A person who hopes for success may put in effort when they feel like it, but someone with a high standard will push forward regardless of circumstances. When something becomes a must, the mind finds a way to make it happen. The key to raising standards is identity. People do not get what they want, they get what they believe they are. Someone who sees themselves as an athlete will naturally make choices that align with that identity. Someone who identifies as a leader will instinctively take responsibility and inspire others. The fastest way to elevate standards is to shift identity. Instead of merely setting goals, create a new identity that aligns with the desired outcome. When someone embodies a new standard at the core level, behavior follows effortlessly. Another factor that reinforces standards is environment. The people and influences surrounding an individual shape their expectations of themselves. Those who surround themselves with driven, disciplined, and growth-oriented individuals naturally elevate their own standards to match. Conversely, those who spend time in negative, unmotivated environments often lower their expectations to fit in. The key to sustaining high standards is to immerse oneself in an environment that reinforces growth. The true test of standards comes in moments of challenge. When pressure rises, most people revert to their lowest level of training, discipline, and expectations. This is why raising standards in advance is essential. If someone waits until difficulty arises to decide how they will respond, they will likely default to old habits. But if they have already committed to a higher standard, they will push through obstacles without hesitation. Champions do not rise to the occasion, they rise to the level of their preparation. Standards dictate results. The difference between success and mediocrity is not merely effort, but what is considered acceptable. Those who demand more from themselves consistently achieve more. By making high standards non-negotiable, aligning them with identity, and reinforcing them through environment and preparation, any area of life can be transformed. The moment a person refuses to settle for less than they are capable of is the moment their entire life begins to change. Conditioning the mind daily is the foundation for long-term success and transformation. The mind is like a muscle. What is fed into it and how it is trained will determine how it performs. Just as an athlete must train consistently to maintain peak physical performance, mental conditioning is required to sustain focus, confidence, and resilience. The challenge is that most people do not consciously train their minds. Instead, they allow outside influences such as negative news, toxic environments, and past experiences to dictate their thoughts and emotions. Without intentional conditioning, the mind drifts toward fear, doubt, and limitation. However, by taking control and feeding the mind with empowering thoughts, beliefs, and habits daily, any individual can rewire their thinking and shape their destiny. One of the most powerful ways to condition the mind is through repetition. The brain is designed to reinforce whatever it experiences repeatedly. If someone constantly feeds their mind with negativity, their thoughts will naturally default to fear and doubt. But if they consistently expose themselves to empowering ideas, inspiring messages, and positive reinforcement, their mental state will shift toward confidence and certainty. This is why reading, listening to motivational content, and surrounding oneself with growth-oriented individuals is essential. The more the mind is immersed in powerful and uplifting material, the stronger it becomes. Visualization is another critical tool for mental conditioning. The brain does not differentiate between real and vividly imagined experiences. This is why athletes, performers, and high achievers use mental rehearsal to condition themselves for success. By repeatedly visualizing a desired outcome with intensity and detail, the mind starts to accept it as reality. This process creates a sense of familiarity and certainty, making it easier to take bold action. When the mind believes something is possible, the body follows. Daily rituals play a crucial role in conditioning the mind. Successful individuals do not leave their mental state to chance. They have structured habits that reinforce their mindset. Morning routines that include gratitude, affirmations, meditation, or journaling set the tone for the day. These practices prime the mind to focus on opportunities instead of obstacles, to operate from a state of abundance rather than lack. Just as a car runs smoothly when it is well maintained, the mind operates at a higher level when it is consistently tuned for peak performance. The language a person uses also shapes their mental conditioning. Words are powerful, and the way someone speaks to themselves determines their internal reality. Those who constantly say, "I'm not good enough," or "this is too hard," reinforce weakness and limitation. But those who declare, "I always find a way," or "I am strong and unstoppable," program their minds for resilience and success. The subconscious mind absorbs whatever is repeated, so choosing empowering language is essential. Mental conditioning is not a one-time event, it is a lifelong practice. Just as the body weakens without exercise, the mind loses strength without consistent reinforcement. By feeding it powerful ideas, practicing visualization, maintaining empowering rituals, and using positive language, anyone can develop a mindset that is unshakable. The mind is the most powerful tool available, and those who train it daily gain the ability to control their emotions, take bold action, and create extraordinary results. Proximity is power, and the people who surround an individual shape their beliefs, habits, and ultimately their destiny. The environment a person immerses themselves in has a direct impact on their mindset, ambition, and level of success. Whether consciously or unconsciously, individuals absorb the energy, attitudes, and standards of those around them. This is why growth, achievement, and transformation are largely influenced by proximity. When someone surrounds themselves with people who push boundaries, think bigger, and demand excellence, they naturally rise to a higher level. But when they spend time with those who complain, settle, and reinforce limiting beliefs, their potential is stifled. Human beings are wired for adaptation. The mind and body naturally adjust to the standards and expectations of the surrounding environment. This is why elite athletes train with the best, why successful entrepreneurs network with other visionaries, and why leaders seek mentorship from those who have already achieved what they desire. When an individual is consistently exposed to high-level thinking, innovation, and discipline, they adopt those traits almost effortlessly. Their expectations shift, their identity expands, and they begin to operate at a higher frequency. Success is not just about personal effort, it is about aligning with the right influences. Proximity does not just shape external results, it transforms internal beliefs. Many people carry self-imposed limitations based on past experiences, upbringing, or fear of failure. However, when they step into an environment where excellence is the norm, those old beliefs dissolve. Seeing others achieve the impossible creates a new internal standard. What once seemed unrealistic becomes achievable simply because it is now part of everyday conversation. This is the power of being in the right room. Exposure to greater possibilities rewires the mind for success. The challenge is that many people stay trapped in environments that reinforce limitation. They spend time with individuals who settle for mediocrity, who justify excuses, and who discourage bold action. These influences may be unintentional, but they are powerful. The more someone is surrounded by negativity or small-minded thinking, the harder it becomes to break free. This is why making conscious choices about proximity is essential. Elevating life requires elevating the people around it. Building the right proximity starts with intention. It requires seeking out mentors, joining communities of driven individuals, and eliminating toxic influences. This is not about abandoning old relationships. It is about prioritizing environments that align with growth. Even indirect exposure to high performers through books, podcasts, and events can shift mindset and expectations. The key is consistency. The more frequently someone surrounds themselves with excellence, the faster they internalize it. Proximity is not just about who someone knows, it is about who they become through association. When surrounded by those who think bigger, act bolder, and refuse to settle, transformation becomes inevitable. By choosing to immerse in environments that challenge and inspire, anyone can accelerate their growth, shatter limitations, and step into their highest potential. The fastest way to change a life is to change who it is lived around. The biggest trap most people fall into is the need for certainty before taking action. They tell themselves they need more knowledge, more preparation, or more confidence before they begin. But action is what creates confidence, not the other way around. Every great leader, innovator, and achiever started before they felt fully ready. They understood that clarity comes from movement, not from endless analysis. When a person takes action, they gain real-world feedback, they learn what works and what does not, and they develop the skills and experience needed to improve. Waiting for perfection only leads to stagnation. Taking massive action requires overcoming fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of making mistakes. These emotions stop people from pursuing their goals, but fear only has power when it is allowed to dictate decision. The moment someone chooses to act despite fear, they take control. The key is not to eliminate fear, but to act in spite of it. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the decision that something is more important than fear. Those who achieve the greatest success are not those who never feel afraid, but those who refuse to let fear hold them back. One of the most powerful ways to take massive action is to create a sense of urgency. Many people have dreams, but they put them off until someday. They convince themselves that they will start when they have more time, more money, or more support. But someday is not a real day. It is an excuse for inaction. The only way to break free from procrastination is to make the goal urgent and non-negotiable. When someone treats their vision like a life or death mission, they move with intensity, focus, and unstoppable determination. Sustaining massive action also requires adjusting and improving along the way. Taking action does not mean being reckless. It means being willing to learn and adapt. Obstacles will arise, mistakes will happen, and plans will need to change. But none of that matters as long as forward movement continues. The most successful individuals are not those who never fail, but those who refuse to stop. They see every setback as a lesson, every challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger, and every failure as a stepping stone toward success. Massive, determined action is the ultimate key to success. It is not about knowing everything in advance or waiting for the right time. It is about deciding, moving forward, and figuring it out along the way. Those who commit to relentless action, who push beyond fear and excuses, and who refuse to stop until they succeed, are the ones who achieve the extraordinary. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Many people chase external achievements, money, recognition, status, believing that once they reach a certain level, they will finally feel happy and complete. But history proves that countless individuals who attain massive success still feel empty inside. True fulfillment does not come from what is acquired. It comes from how life is lived, the meaning attached to experiences, and the impact made on others. Fulfillment is the key to lasting happiness, and it requires a conscious focus on growth, contribution, and gratitude. One of the biggest traps people fall into is the belief that success alone will bring joy. They set goals, push themselves relentlessly, and achieve incredible milestones, only to find that the happiness they expected is temporary. This happens because external accomplishments, while rewarding, do not fill the deeper emotional needs that drive human beings. Achievements provide excitement, but fulfillment comes from a sense of purpose and connection. Without it, even the most successful life can feel hollow. Growth is essential to fulfillment. Stagnation leads to frustration, while progress creates a deep sense of satisfaction. Every person has a fundamental need to evolve, to become more, and to stretch beyond their comfort zone. When growth stops, fulfillment fades. This is why those who are truly happy never stop learning, improving, and challenging themselves. They understand that fulfillment is not a destination. It is a continuous journey of becoming the best version of themselves. No matter how much success is achieved, the pursuit of growth must never end. Contribution is another vital element of fulfillment. The most rewarding experiences in life come not from what is gained, but from what is given. Making a difference in the lives of others, whether through kindness, service, or impact, creates a deep and lasting sense of purpose. Many people who achieve financial success but feel unfulfilled are missing this key component. They focus on accumulating rather than contributing, but true joy comes from using success as a tool to uplift and empower others. The greatest leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries are not just focused on their own achievements. They are driven by a mission to serve. Gratitude is the final piece of the fulfillment puzzle. Without gratitude, nothing is ever enough. Many people get caught in the endless cycle of more money, more success, more achievements without ever stopping to appreciate what they already have. But fulfillment is not about getting what is missing. It is about fully experiencing and valuing what is present. Those who practice gratitude daily cultivate a mindset of abundance, shifting their focus from what is lacking to what is already extraordinary in their lives. Fulfillment is the true measure of success. Without it, even the greatest accomplishments feel empty. The key is to prioritize growth, contribute beyond oneself, and cultivate gratitude in every moment. Life is not just about achieving. It is about experiencing, giving, and appreciating. The ultimate failure is reaching the top and realizing it was the wrong mountain. The ultimate success is living in a way that creates deep, lasting fulfillment every single day.